Hi everyone, we are at the Snowflake event in Toronto. I would like to extend a huge thank you to all the companies that participated in my interviews. It was a privilege to learn about your innovative services and products, and it was fascinating to see how each of you has incorporated AI tools into your solutions. I wish you all great success in attracting new users and achieving your sales goals. Below you will find the interviews along with one of the most important presentations from the event. I hope you enjoy it. While this footage from the Snowflake Toronto event was technically from September 22nd, the valuable lessons are timeless. Apologies for the delay, other projects took me over and finally carried out the time to share this content.
Yeah, for sure. So Domo, we are a data products and AI platform, and we wrap around Snowflake. Snowflake is our backend, and so anything from ingesting data, pulling data from any one of the data sources that businesses might have, maybe it's a Salesforce instance or a NetSuite instance, pulling that data into Snowflake using one of our 1,000 pre-built connectors that we have. So that's one piece of what we do, and then we have a transformation layer that sits on top of Snowflake. Whatever reason you need a low-code tool to be able to allow you to do the transformation of the data, Domo's there, that we're a great fit for that. And then ultimately pushing out and sharing that data, those visualizations with your customer, with your users or end customers. That's where we really start to shine from a dashboarding perspective. We have a really beautiful dashboarding suite, as well as we do custom apps. Another way that you can go ahead and start to share out the data with customers and internally with those users as well. We have AI that's on top of basically every part of our platform as well. Agentic AI is one of our really strong suits. We've done a lot of really cool use cases and a lot of collaboration with Snowflake on this. So we're one of Snowflake's top partners this year. I think that most people, a lot of conversations that we have is around AI, and then a lot of conversations around them not realizing how well we work alongside of Snowflake. Snowflake is our backend. We have a really deep, rich relationship there. Yeah, that's probably the piece that a lot of people are learning more about us. Agentic AI use cases that you can utilize using our workflows engine, and then just driving value for the business users themselves. That's where we see a lot of our customers are business users. If you want something that is a very flexible tool, something that is very user friendly for business users, it's a tool to check out. We can be as code intensive as you'd like us to, but a lot of our users are business related users, marketing, sales operations, revenue, and product. That's who we usually see a lot of our users being.
Yeah, Capstorm is a Salesforce data platform. What we're doing here at the Toronto World Tour, however, is we are helping customers who use both Salesforce and Snowflake unify or marry that data into a single enterprise data repository so that they can draw intelligence from the unified data. So as you'll see here, Capstorm brings Salesforce data to the customer's Snowflake data warehouse. We don't see it, we don't store it. They always maintain ownership and control over it. And this here is just a little bit of a reference architecture on enterprise customers who have a multi-org CRM deployment, how they can unify data in their centralized Snowflake data cloud. So just a couple of thoughts on what makes this unique. We'll sync in near real time. It's a fully native experience on Snowflake that you can download and access from the marketplace. Costs less than $100,000 and is set up within about 15 or 20 minutes. So if there's ever a need to integrate Salesforce and Snowflake, come see Capstorm. We're happy to do it. We have been in the Salesforce ecosystem for 15 years, giving Salesforce customers a way to own and control their data. And what makes us a little bit different than most in this ecosystem is that we're not software as a service pulling customer data into our infrastructure. We're actually delivering the customer's Salesforce data behind their firewall or in their infrastructure. So they actually own the data. They actually control it. We'll never see it or store it. I'll say this, in a world where mid-market and enterprise customers have many applications, many data repositories, they're multi-cloud, finding a strategy to bring data together to where it's not disparate and siloed and actually creating problems, it's really difficult. We are finding that, at least in our customer base, Snowflake is that go-to centralized repository where data can be brought together, ETL, ELT'd, and actually used to drive value for CRM data, sales, service, support across the entire enterprise. So it is a growing trend. We're seeing it mostly happen on Snowflake, and we're very, very proud to partner with and support the Salesforce and Snowflake data use cases.
Hello. Omni is a business intelligence platform which allows users of all technical levels to interact with data and get more out of your data, essentially. We sit on top of your data warehouse. Essentially, we build out a virtualized representation, the objects we have access to, enabling you to build out a semantic layer within the BI tool that is both governed, but with the flexibility for your end users to also be able to contribute logic as well. And they can do this by interacting with our point-and-click UI, with Excel, AI, again. But essentially, what we are doing underneath the hood is we're just codifying reusable SQL snippets and allowing you as a database administrator to actually push this back into your shared model. And you can get back this version control and sort of implement all those enterprise level types of governance. And essentially, you can build out beautiful dashboards. But more than that, because data is attractive and meant to be evergreen and changing with your business, it grows with you. It is a modern data tool. So of course, we've got all the bells and whistles around AI, but I think more importantly, I think what most people need is just to be able to answer their questions. And so we aim to do that with Omni, where it's a really nice tool to use. We are a relatively new company, so we're about 3.5 years old, but our founders were actually from Looker originally, which is another BI tool that was acquired by Google. After innovation sort of stagnated, they took around the first 10 engineers and then decided to start Omni.
Invested in us.
Yes, and Google actually is invested in us, Snowflake's invested in us, Datapixer is invested in us, and our CTO, who's actually standing over there, is actually the first commit to dbt, which is a pretty cool flex. So yes, I think maybe that's the fun fact in here. I think we're a relatively new player on the scene, but we are making big waves. We already have 350, close to 400 customers, and of all sort of sizes, everybody from 1 to 10 to all the way up to beyond 500. Our app is browser-based. We are database agnostic, so we can connect to SQL Server as well, or Snowflake. If you need higher security needs, we have private link as well as SSH if you want a tunnel. So lots of flexibility there. If that's your biggest pain point, we definitely solve that.
So Informatica is a data management company, and we offer a platform with different services to address different data needs. So for example, if you have an integration use case where you're moving data from point A to point B, we offer a low-code service for you to visually build out a data pipeline, connect to a source system, transform it in any way you see fit, maybe aggregate the data, join it together, and then load to a target. Within the same platform, we also offer quality services. So to ensure that your data is of high quality, you can create validation rules that continuously monitor the state of your data, alert you if they fall below thresholds, and we also offer tools to actually remediate those issues. So those are two example use cases that we address, but we also have data governance and catalog services, data access management, essentially anything you need to help you within your data management journey. So to ensure data is transformed, prepped, cleansed, and fit for business use. We're going into the agentic AI space. So coming out later this year, we're actually going to enable customers to build their own AI agents that address different workflows. So for example, if you're managing a data quality workflow, you can actually build your own agent to automate those tasks for you, continuously monitor the state of your data, and remediate the issues. Same logic for data integration agents, data governance agents. Our goal in the future is to just optimize workflows for our customers and help them become more productive with the use of AI. Just that we're continuously developing and innovating and playing in different spaces. We have integrations with Snowflake, Microsoft, AWS, all the big players in the game. So regardless of where you're deployed as a customer or what ecosystem that you use, Informatica is fit for any architecture because we are cloud agnostic in that sense. So yeah.
Yes, Database is a service partner of Snowflake, and we help clients to get into Snowflake. And we do from ingestion to intelligence, everything in Snowflake. Most of the organization, they are into trying to get into AI, but there are a lot of challenges around data. The one aspect, key aspect, Database and Snowflake is trying to help clients to get into Snowflake, ingest the data. Either it could be data engineering or analytics or AI, and then we help them to get into there. We show them the real value with use cases. Built in Snowflake, everything is built in Snowflake. We use Snowflake Intelligence, and we use Snowflake products like Cortex Analyst and Cortex Search. using that we do implement actually. So it's just the right, I mean, like you need to pick the right partner, like who has got good experience in data engineering as well as analytics and AI. We got a right mix of purple, and we have a great product in Snowflake, and we can help clients to get into Snowflake.
Dataiku offers end-to-end data science platform. A lot of customers ask us what our value proposition is, and it really depends on the persona. If you're a business user, we can help you build out your analytical flows faster using no-code, low-code tools. If you're a professional data scientist, we can help you optimize your deployment of your projects and management of the code that you've created. And if you're in IT and architecture, we help abstract away the complexity of the flow from the infrastructure where it runs, and we wrap it all up with a nice centralized, centrally managed governance tier. So we do a lot of things, but we can definitely help companies solve their data science problems faster. One centrally managed, very scalable data science platform. Everybody asks us, how do you pronounce the name? And it's Dataiku, and it stands for data, the art and science of data. So think of it, an haiku is a Japanese poem. Your data is a beautiful poem. We have a cloud-based deployment, so you can use Dataiku as a fully managed SaaS offering that we host in AWS here in Canada. We also have a fully deployable version that you can run inside your own cloud account or on-prem. We deploy any way that makes sense for you. Small and mighty team here in Canada. We've got about 800 customers globally. In Canada, we've got about 25 people and 30 really nice large enterprise accounts. We can definitely help companies get value out of their data and help them drive AI projects. And we'd love to talk. You can get me at doug.harrison@dataiku.com.
Yeah, Theum is a data governance and security platform that drives a ton of insights across different business functions. Effectively, we scan and classify all of your data, show you where the sensitive data lives. The really unique part about Theum is we show you what users are doing with data inside your secure perimeters and give you insight into what data they have access to, data they shouldn't have access to, being able to marry both identity in your organization with rich context about the data that lives in there. Company's name, Theum. Our founders decided they liked the kind of Zen aspect of Theom, so we go by Theom. We're Series A, had our funding round in the spring. Fun fact, both Databricks and Snowflake participated in that round of funding. So it was a very unique kind of stamp that the mission that we're on is driving critical value for their data platform.
Red Panda is a completely Apache Kafka compatible the API, but it's done from the ground up in C++. Red Panda is great because it's completely dedicated to Apache Kafka API, but we're very forward thinking, and we're right now trying to support agentic AI workloads. And so instead of sending your data to a model, bringing your model to the data, embedding that within the Red Panda broker, as your data goes through Red Panda, goes through that agentic AI workload and comes out on the other side. And that's one of the key use cases that we are doing to enable AI companies in the present climate of technology. So Red Panda has three offerings. We have self-hosted, we have bring your own cloud, as well as a serverless offering. So whatever you need, whether it's like to host Red Panda locally, or whether you need sovereignty over your data with a BYOC solution, we have a solution for you. Honestly, Red Panda is just great. We try to support everyone the best we can, and people love us for our simplicity and our performance. Red Panda really is the best streaming service out there. So for whatever your use cases.
AI, we're a warehouse optimization platform, primarily on Snowflake, but we are on Databricks SQL as well. What we do is that we have you send over some metadata. There, we can give you a cost savings estimate around 15 to 20 minutes. Two main product offerings. One, we're able to kind of just dynamically do multi-clustering, adding and scaling in different clusters. Other things too, we can recognize idle warehouses, all helping you reduce your compute spend, sometimes up to 50%. Something that nobody knows. People still don't know that we can save you money, man. I mean, I think we're all in the business of trying to increase our profit and loss. So if you're interested in saving money, increase interest in growing your business, hit us up. Right now, we are at the Snowflake Summit or Snowflake World Tour. We're on Snowflake, but we're just getting on Databricks as well. We'd like to let everyone know that in case you are using Databricks, we can definitely help with that Databricks SQL as well.
You also have budgets and mechanisms by which you can control costs, right? So you can figure out, by either teams or by roles, how much credits that they can consume, and you can set up budgets and you can set up resource caps. And when teams or individuals are getting closer to those caps, you will be notified, either the individuals are notified or admins are notified, and if necessary, we can even shut off access for them. So we're giving you mechanisms by which you can manage and operate costs. And finally, we also give you mechanisms by which you can optimize costs. We have a new capability now called Cost Insight. So within the platform, we can tell you exactly where there are opportunities to improve costs, right? So we'll proactively say, hey, here's a data set, fairly large table. We are not seeing a lot of reads on that data set, even though you're constantly writing to it. Perhaps there's an opportunity to optimize costs there, right? We are also showing you anomalies in terms of your consumption pattern. So here's your typical consumption that we see either on a monthly basis or a weekly basis, and when we see spikes that are out of the ordinary, we are now able to tell you that is something that you may want to look at, right? So through all these different techniques, we give you greater control, visibility, and transparency on cost, so it helps you accelerate your journey to maximum ROI, right?